Porque eu vou jogar a versão original, eu não vou jogar o remaster, tá? Deixa eu ver se funciona.
Paris in the fall, the last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me. Of cafes, of music, of love, and of death.
De morte! Então, esse jogo ele tem um remaster na Steam, mas o pessoal fala meio mal. Eu joguei o remaster na época, mas eu não sei porque o pessoal fala mal. Mas eu vou jogar a versão original que tem em português, tá? Daqui é a versão original, não é o remaster. Olha esses gráficos ultra realistas em Paris. Esse jogo é um clássico, tá? Então mostrar pros jovens, né? Mais um clássico. Chega a doer os olhos. Para, irmão. É lindo, velho. Isso é lindo. Ó, dá nem pra ver a pomba voando mais, mano. Por causa dos pixels. Stevens. Virgem. Uou. Jogo de 90... Esse jogo é de 96? Achei que era antes. Ano bom, ano bom. Ó! Esses cortes forçados de câmera fica difícil de assistir. Oxe, como assim, cara? Que isso? Por quê? Não entendi. Cinema, isso. Ah.
All I could hear was the ceaseless drone of traffic. Life went on around me. But the explosion was to change my life forever.
Tá, agora começou. Deixa eu, né?
I contemplated crawling under the umbrella and pretending none of this had ever happened.
Cara, eu adoro point and click,
I
mano.
considered climbing the lamppost, but it
Tá
wasn't
boa a
going to
legenda,
shed
não dá
any
pra
light on
aumentar,
the
né?
affair.
Essa dublagem é de 1940. Essa dublagem é a original, né? A dublagem é
I
old.
considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
Tá safe? Tá, vamos entrar lá falar com a garçonete. Caralho, mataram todo mundo. Ah, não, só tinha um cara, né? E ele foi de base mesmo, olha o corpinho dele ali.
I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
Quem matou o Linneu? Pegar a garrafinha, né?
I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy.
Mas pega pra dar pra ela, não? A câmera aqui, né? Que eles estão ali.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me.
Olha,
What's your name, Sherry?
olha a dublagem.
Oh, American.
She asked the question quite innocently, but I could sense her reserve. It was something which seemed to afflict all Europeans. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
Cara, eu vou falar que não, né? Porque eu não sou. É o like ou o dislike? Eu vou dar dislike.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
Parece uma animação antiga. Tá, eu ponho.
Is that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a cheat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
Eu brincava de médico, é foda, mano.
That's better.
She knocked back the brandy as if it was water. I was glad I wasn't picking up the check.
What about the old man? Is he dead?
Mortinho da Silva. Vou dar o like, né?
Yes, he is.
Oh, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman. That was different. She was family. Has he gone stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead
Parece
a few
uma
minutes.
história erótica. Ô, Ramon, eu não sei o que você anda vendo na tua vida, né? No dia a dia, mas, pô, cara, aí é foda, né? Ih. Tá do palhaço.
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either.
Tá, perguntar de novo do
Did the
palhaço.
clown speak to the old man?
No, he just laughed at him. Then he grabbed the old man's briefcase and ran out of the door.
Tá, deixa eu perguntar do palhaço de novo.
Did the old man try to stop the clown?
Oh, he didn't have a chance. The clown dropped his accordion and ran out of the door. That's it. That's all I can remember.
Cara, esse daqui eu tô jogando o original, mas o 2 eu vou jogar o remaster, tá? Daí já vai ser mais atual.
Did you see what the old man had in his briefcase?
No, he didn't open it.
Tá, o que mais tem na maleta?
What did the old man do when the clown snatched his briefcase?
Nothing. He just sat there like he was frozen.
Classicão é tão melhor. Cara, dá pra jogar o clássico também, mas... Ah, mas o remaster é mais assistível também, eu acho, né?
Did
Pros
you know the
jovens.
old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
How did the old man behave?
Well, agitated. He kept looking about him at the door, at his watch.
As if he was waiting for someone?
Yes, I suppose
Só
so.
tem velho
He
aqui.
was
Ah,
worried about something, that's for sure. If you ask me, he was having an affair. He had that look about him, like a guilty husband.
tá.
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Tá. Então o cara tava meio sujo, o palhaço entrou, dropou... Mas não tem evidência aqui, tem? Vou só olhar o corpo dele de novo, mas acho que não tem evidência aqui. Né?
I checked his pockets. Nothing.
Tá, aqui eu acho que não tem evidência, mas vamos dar uma olhada lá fora. Lá fora pode ter evidência, né, mano? Bebeto, brá pelos 36, Pen brá pelos 3. Tá, aqui...
I considered straightening.
Ah, não, eu já tinha lido isso. Ou dá pra eu pegar alguma coisa aqui. Papel? Um jornal? Ah, um jornal.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. That was the only news story. The rest was rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. Then I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read Salah ad-Din, 1345.
Ah, mas já tem um enigma aí. Disney vibes. Tá, deixa eu vir aqui primeiro. O palhaço correu pra lá, né? Será que ele entrou no esgoto? De que ano é esse game? Cara, eu não lembro o ano exato. Falaram que é de 96, mas eu não lembro o ano exato. É por aí, velho. Um point and click dos clássicos que eu quero jogar em live já faz muito tempo.
There was nothing of interest.
Tá. Aqui tem um esgotão.
I tried to lift the cover with my fingers, but
A
couldn't
gente
gain
precisa de um
any
pé de
leverage.
cabra. O que mais tem aqui? Cowboy, brá pelos 9, mano. Cara, eu adoro point and click, mano.
I examined the boxes closely. They were damp and smelly and decidedly empty.
Tá. Acho que aqui não tem mais nada, será? Pra eu olhar? Cara, o bom dos point and click atualmente é que ele normalmente tem um botão que mostra tudo que você pode interagir, daí é mais fácil. Já jogou? Já joguei esse jogo sim, só que, mano, eu não lembro nada, faz muito tempo. Quer dizer, não faz tanto tempo. Não foi em 96 a última vez que eu joguei. Foi em 2000 e, sei lá, não sei. 11, 12, 13, tá ligado? Não dá pra eu arrancar ali. Foi provavelmente quando ele lançou na Steam, mano. Eu não sei quando ele lançou na Steam. Ah, vamos ali. Dá pra ele ir correndo mais rápido? Ah, eu já tô preso? Não, ainda não explorei tudo. Dá pra eu falar com aquele cara? Ah, é um tiozinho. É o Galaxy.
Freeze! Hold it right there.
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Moo. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, non.
Só americano é foda, né?
Ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
Ih, caralho, os caras vão achar que eu sou criminoso, mano. O jogo se passa em Paris. Cara, eu acho que você vai pra vários lugares do mundo. Ou é no 2 você vai pra vários lugares? Não, acho que esse também.
Stop that, monsieur. Stop holding your breath at once.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death.
O Alan aí, cara, tem...
However, in this case, the man is quite dead. Clearly, the killer knew of his presence and...
How many times have I warned you about premature extrapolation? All we know is that he is dead.
Esses jogos me dão
It
medo.
seemed reasonable to assume...
Ué,
A great detective assumes nothing. Take Maigret, for instance.
But he was a fictitious character, monsieur. Why, he was no more real than Poirot.
Poirot!
Certain.
Tintim!
It's different, Moo.
Poirot é da Agatha Christie.
They were comedy Belgians.
Hercule Poirot.
Anyway, it is unlikely that even you will learn much from talking to the dead. Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
I doubt if she is in a fit state for questioning, monsieur. It smells to me as if she has been drinking.
As I feared, we have stumbled upon a den of iniquity, Moo.
Mu.
Leave her to me, sir. I am used to handling drunken women.
Uou!
I do not doubt that for one moment. Et maintenant, to business.
Ah, já vou responder aqui as...
Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
Califórnia.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Cara, eu vi. Não. Não, vi.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Tava.
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No, he was more interested in the waitress.
O jogo não
Did you
teve
see
filme?
anyone else
Acho que
in
não,
the
mano.
cafe?
Vi o palhaço. Palhaço.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon, the picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to believe, I wonder? Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger.
Eu amava esse jogo quando eu era moleque. PQP, Alan. Dominique,
Anything of importance,
fica tranquilo.
please contact
Tô aqui
me.
pra isso, tá?
My card.
Tô aqui pra mostrar aos jovens jogos bons. Tá? Que eles não gostam, né, na verdade, mas
Thanks.
alguém vai gostar,
That
talvez.
is all. You may go.
Né? Que jovem? Não,
There's
foda
not
que
much
os
to
jovens
go
já
on,
tudo
monsieur.
saíram da live.
On the
Só ficou os
surface,
idosos, né?
No. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely
Eu
academic.
17? Tá, 17 é jovem.
Academic. You are about to witness a scientific breakthrough.
Oxi. Tem o 14. Ah, tá bom, Suelen. Deve ter sim, tá? Opa, tô jogando, eu esqueci. Tá, deixa eu falar com essa mina aqui.
Excuse me, mademoiselle?
Fotógrafa.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's right, on holiday in Paris. Some holiday, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with an hat and overcoat?
Vi.
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling.
Ô, porra,
Yeah,
olha que eu
we
deixo a
went
câmera,
inside just
inferno.
before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I am Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What's that, some kind of nightclub?
No, it is a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance
Estranho que todo mundo na
photojournalist.
França tá falando inglês.
You can
Então, isso é
interview me
estranho mesmo.
About the bombing. You know, an eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
Normal
I know it
europeu
sounds
saber
crazy,
inglês?
but he was
Ah,
dressed
irmão.
like a clown.
Oh God.
Vai pra França
it's
lá e
him
depois você me
again.
conta, mano. Se os caras querem falar inglês com você, dependendo, tá ligado? Os caras não querem falar inglês não, mano. Alguns, né? Tem uns que fala, né? Mas tem uns que não fala não, mano. Tem uns que não fala não, mano. Tanto que eu tive que aprender a falar francês. Pardon, je ne parle pas français. Vous parlez anglais? L'addition, s'il vous plaît. Aprendi a falar isso só. Cara, é só isso que eu sei falar, desculpa, mano. É porque, velho, é o que eu te, né? É o básico, né? Vai que os caras daí significa o quê? Significa perdão, eu não falo francês, você fala inglês? Porque se você chega falando francês, os caras já falam, opa, ó, ele é um cara esforçado, tentou meter um French aqui, tá ligado? Então eu vou gastar meu inglês com ele, né? Agora você chega metendo o English já, os caras já ficam, putz, aí esse cara aí é meio cu de burro, né, mano? Né, esse cara é meio cu de burro, então você tem que, né, pô, pardon, je ne parle pas français, vous parlez anglais? Ah, oui, oui, oh, maravilha. É. Tá, deixa eu falar do palhaço.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
Ela conhece o palhaço?
Plenty of time.
I don't.
Oh, caralho.
Who's the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Planter.
Plantarge.
I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
Ah, deixa eu falar do
Why
palhaço.
won't you tell me about this clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number.
Tá. Ó, tem a animação dela escrevendo o
You
telefone,
help me with
mano.
my story and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
Só
I have to go
só
develop
nego.
these pictures. A bientôt, monsieur.
Fine, I'll see you soon.
Ô, louco, nem deixou eu perguntar as outras coisas pra ela. Porra, a mina só vazou.
I considered climbing the ladder. I contemplated crawling.
Tá, vambora. Vamos voltar aqui agora que eu não consegui ir, né? Falar com o carinha ali. Né? GB Loureiros vai plus 5. Sim, sou Bruno, vai plus 2. Deixa eu falar com o tiozão aqui. Vai que ele viu alguma coisa também, né? O cara jogando Mine na vida real.
Hi, can you spare a few minutes?
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess.
Deixa eu perguntar do tiozão. Packard? Como é que é o nome do cara? Packard?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Care beat. I could have knocked his block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
É Broken Sword,
Did
é?
you see a clown come
palhaço.
by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
Esse velho
You
tá nas
haven't answered my
últimas.
question.
Cara,
Have you seen a
parece que ele tá
clown?
fazendo um
You
esforço,
think
né?
I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
É, eu não, no caso, né? Eu não trabalho.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
De novo.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
I guess not. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Pior que eu
Didn't you
vi,
hear the
né?
explosion? The cafe was blown up.
The clown killed the old man?
That's right. Blew him up with a bomb concealed in his squeeze box.
Merde. Why did he
Merda!
go to the bother of dressing up like a clown?
Who can unravel the tangled logic of a killer's mind? I guess it's some deep-seated psychological need.
Merda!
Or just plain showmanship.
Tá, acabou essas perguntas. Vou dar o cartãozinho dela.
Take
É
a
o,
look at this.
é o número do
You
cartão dela?
told me you weren't a cop.
Ah, não, é o cartão do
Don't
polícia.
shout about it. I'm working undercover.
Who are you looking for?
That's confidential.
Tá, deixa eu falar do
Would you
jornalzinho.
like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Caralho,
Oh,
cara.
take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Tá, ele pegou o jornalzinho, vai dar uma lida.
Bah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Jah! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's
Caralho, vai
more
tá
like it.
poucas.
Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami.
O céfalo?
Like a streak of lightning she is.
Tá, então a gente descobriu que esse Sansalabim aí é um cavalo, é
Do
isso?
me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my horse.
Uou!
I want to put some money on that night.
Que isso, velho? Cara, o tiozão só vazou, mano. Vou dar uma olhada no buraco dele. Dá pra eu entrar? Ah, dá pra eu pegar isso daqui. Que é isso? Ah, Nicole Collard é o telefone dela. Saladin 1345.
Bonjour, Kula.
Ah, era o telefone.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobart, the American at the cafe.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing.
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Adieu, monsieur.
Yeah, see ya.
Tá, eu não tinha nada pra falar pra ela. Eu liguei pra ela à toa. Mas tá bom, acontece. O que é isso aqui? Ah, pra abrir o bueiro. Nice. Tá, então agora a gente consegue... Deixa eu ver o que tem pra cá. Não, deixa eu ver o que essa porta abre, né? Curiosidade. Ah, trancada. Deixa eu vir pra cá ver o que tem. Depois a gente volta pro bueiro. Thiago, pra +4. Né? A câmera... Meu Deus, dá pra ir pro posto de polícia. Dá pra ir pra... Ué, não dá pra ir pra mais lugar nenhum, na verdade. O Arco de Triunfo. A Torre Eiffel. Se eu clicar aqui, eu vou pra cá? Ah, não. Só dá pra ir pro posto de polícia. Eu não vou pro posto de polícia ainda. Não, vamos pro café mesmo. Vamos abrir o esgoto. Não tem o que eu fazer no posto de polícia. Não dá pra dar duplo clique e esse cara correr, mano? Acho que nessa época já não tinha isso. Lógico que tinha, mano. Não corre. Léo, abrir +8. Joga One Night at Flampets 3, por favor. Mano, eu não sei nem que porra é essa, irmão. Tá no 3 já, velho. Porra, mano. Tá, cadê o meu pé de cabra? Ah, é um... Não sei o nome disso. Não é um pé de cabra, mas é um abridor de esgoto. Ai, nossa, gente, eu amo point and click, velho. Ai, nossa, eu por mim... Ai, é tão divertido, cara. Os puzzles são tão legais. Vamos entrar no esgoto. Cara, eu adoro point and click, mano. Nossa. Ó, que bonito. Ficou? Ah, ó o nariz do palhaço. Vamos ver.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn.
Tá,
It
pegou.
was the clown's red nose.
Calma, a câmera ficou embaixo, ficou ruim, né? Eu esqueço, cara, que esse jogo tem que ficar mudando a câmera a cada 2 segundos. Tá, pegamos o nariz do palhaço e ele fugiu pelo esgoto mesmo. Eita, pô, o palhaço foi se ficando pelado no esgoto. É o pior assassino do mundo, né?
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Ah, tem mais um aqui.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
Tá, o nariz do palhaço e 2 lenços eu peguei. Vamos subir, vamos ver onde sai. Ué.
Hi there. Hold it right there. You
Sai no hotel?
I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that.
Cara, o tiozão nem quis me ajudar, mano.
Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
Tá, tô procurando um palhaço.
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe.
Ele não
and blew it
acredita,
up.
mano.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu.
Mon Dieu.
That is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased. Do you think that man and the clown are...
Ele perseguiu... Ah, aí é dentro do lugar que eu tentei abrir?
It had crossed my mind.
O cara tá cavando na frente, será?
Does not explain what you are doing
A
down
porta ali, parece
the
a mesma.
sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle.
É o Pigalle.
I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Puta merda, tem muita coisa pra perguntar pro tio. Perguntar do palhaço de novo.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type. Just like you.
Ah, perguntar do
Does the
Packard.
name Plantard
É
mean
Plantard,
anything to
mano.
you?
No, it doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe.
Não é
I'm gonna
Packard.
find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Ah, you need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
Ah, perguntar da
Do you know the
garçonete.
waitress at the cafe?
Oh, she isn't hurt, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, thank heavens. A poor girl like her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
Ah, that's what you think.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
I didn't notice. Now are you going to leave? Or do I have to call the police?
E se eu mostrar que eu sou a
Perhaps
polícia?
you'd like to take a look at my card?
Eu sou a polícia, irmão. Tá em choque?
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau?
Augustin?
What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something
Hominoid.
different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know.
E se ele é o
When I
palhaço?
was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning. And tell it just like it was.
Ah, agora ele vai me responder.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an arm lock, his face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron, but he did not know what he was up against. Oh no, he made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes,
Hienas, Davi virar
yes,
pelos
I
6,
get the
mano.
picture.
Lorhan virar pelos 43. JP Maris virar pelos 6. Ah, você acha bonito ser feio? Sim. Sua mãe... o Gameplays virar pelos 7. Ônibus, combustão, pepinos. João Hurt virar pelos 9.
Does the name Plantar mean
É que ele conhece o
anything to you?
Plantard?
No, it doesn't.
Não conhece. E a garçonete?
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
So you don't want to hear about my experiences in the desert? I fought to make this country what it is today.
O cara tá falando do
I'm
deserto,
sure
mano.
you did, but I'm a little short of time.
E aí, Tainara, seja bem-vinda.
Do you know the waitress?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her quite well, you could
E...
say. She came to work at the cafe 6, 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Que
Really?
isso?
So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Ah. Ela cortava a unha do pé dele?
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know, but the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Tá, acabou as perguntas. Eu mostro a boca do palhaço pra ele?
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha. That looks
Mostro,
like a
né? Já tá
clown's
aqui, né?
nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
O cara é bom. O cara é bom.
Take a look at this.
You showed me...
Ah, foi mal.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern
Ah, ele
anywhere.
achou a jaqueta com esse bagulho.
This is the material.
Yes, monsieur.
Ah, não tem mais... Ah, dá pra eu perguntar do paletó,
What does
calma.
this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed
Sabe, é
you to
um
show it to
lenço
me?
branco? Meu Deus, é um
Someone has
lenço.
emptied their nostrils into
É um
it.
lenço com catarro, que nojo. Deixa eu perguntar do paletó.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring.
Esse não seria um papel higiênico? Não.
Inside,
Não, papel higiênico!
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck.
Meu Deus, mano.
Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit.
O assassino é um palhaço gripado. Não, ex-palhaço gripado. Ele não é mais palhaço.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind.
O que mais?
What was the name on the label?
Ah, it was a
Todrick.
foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone.
Ah, tem um telefone.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little secret number that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a
O cara
200
aprendeu um
sheikh.
número, mano.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
Tá, acho que eu perguntei tudo, né? Vou
I have
vazar.
to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Raymond, I was only doing my duty, monsieur.
Vai,
Good luck,
irmão.
Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon. I'll let you out.
Tá, então agora eu ligo pra mina que eu esqueci o nome, Claudinha, e falo tudo que eu descobri pra ela. Ah, não, eu posso ligar pro cara, né?
I hope you find your man, Inspector.
Ai, que alto.
So do I.
Ó, agora a gente pode ligar pra ela. Não, vamos ligar pro número do cara primeiro. É mais jogo do que ligar pra ela. Aqui, ó, Todrick. Deixa eu ver se alguém atende.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi, my name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay.
O
Forget it.
Fal?
Listen,
Ué?
all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
Ué,
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
parece você.
Go on.
Cara, não.
I'm listening.
Tá, vou perguntar do Plantard.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
Ah,
No, I never heard of him.
tá, de novo.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
Tá.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to
o
come
Junior.
home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Tá, perguntar do
What
palhaço.
do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but... Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
Did you know that one of your customers was a
O cara meteu
part-time
tchau e
clown?
foi. Quem,
If
no
a guy
chat?
feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
Thanks for nothing,
Cara, o cara não
Todrick.
falou nada, o Todrick, mano. Que diálogo de maluco é esse, mano? Eu vou ligar pra mina. Como é que é o nome dela mesmo? Claudete? É Nicole, mano.
Bonjour, Kula.
Me
Largo?
again, George Stobart.
Hi, George. Any news?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look,
Largo?
why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
Rujari. Tá, como é que eu vou pro apartamento dele? Ah, lembrei. Calma aí, chat. Deixa eu ver um negócio aqui. Chat, lembrando que às 7 vai rolar uma sacanagem, tá? Já tô recebendo informações aqui, tá? Deixa eu ir na rua Jarry. Já tô recebendo informações aqui. Ai, que alto que fica essa porra, velho.
It wasn't the style of the clothes in the shop that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
Fala com a velhinha que costura. Can? Oh!
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
Até essa tiazinha fala inglês,
It
mano.
only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Caralho, ele meteu. Deixa eu perguntar. O que é isso aqui?
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Thanks for telling me.
Deixa eu ver. Tá. Recebi um negócio interessante aqui.
What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
7 horário de Brasília? Ué, não entendi.
What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris.
Íris. Nossa, a chama da paixão.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
Tá, deixa eu falar
Do you
dela.
know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fixed it before winter sets in.
Os gatos ficaram quietos, eu
He's
não tô
been
nem
saying
acreditando, mano.
that for 3 years.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating, it's a struggle to keep warm.
Ou sei, ela
The only
mudou pro
reason I
apartamento
stay
ruim.
is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
Tá dela de
I
novo.
thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Ah, deixa eu perguntar dos
I've
poderes
changed my mind.
psíquicos.
Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a
Caralho!
ripoff.
Please yourself.
Será que ela conhece?
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
What can you tell me about...
It's a...
Ah, mesma coisa.
How does this fortune...
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish.
Saudades de Monkey Island. Te dou um bit pra você jogar de novo. Um bit? Se fosse uns 70 mil, eu jogava de novo.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur.
Tá, vamos pro AP, né? Falar com ela. Essa tiazinha aí meio sus. Meio sus.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Ah, acho que eu tinha que saber isso, né? Senão não abria a porta. Nice. Ó, que lindo, ó, pezinho. Deixa eu botar a câmera, talvez, aqui.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
Ah, nessa parte que ela toma um tiro de sniper da janela, eu lembro. Nossa, aí que sim.
And what have you been up to?
É mentira, gente, isso não acontece não.
The sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
Tá louco,
better
mano.
luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
I took my photographs to the editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy.
Além de dar spoiler errado. Para, cara!
Very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Telefone.
May I use your telephone?
Sure.
Não, eu nem queria usar. Mentira. Por que você vai usar o telefone? Eu não queria usar o telefone. Volta, cancela. Eu vou ligar pra ela mesmo. Não dá. Não, volta. Eu não quero ligar pra ninguém. Deixa eu perguntar do Plantard.
How did Plantard get your name?
For the newspaper, Gabinete, I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Onno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding
Esse sotaquezinho é muito bom, tá? É?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he'd grown up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was led to his death by a snowman.
Vai jogar todos os Broken Sword, eu sou o primeiro. Eu vou jogar o 1 e o 2, mano. Eu vou jogar o 1. Daí, terminando o 1, que se Deus quiser hoje, mas talvez segunda, a gente vai pro Infamous 1 e 2. Depois do Infamous 1 e 2, eu jogo o 2. E daí acabou. Eu não vou jogar os outros não, porque os outros são mais 3D. E eu nunca joguei os 3, o 4 e o 5. Eu só joguei o 1 e o 2, né? Que são nessa vibe. Daí eu não sei se vale a pena jogar os outros que são bons, tá ligado?
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese crane politician.
Jogo o último, não é 3D?
He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did
1 e o 2 são bons demais, então.
Or should I say, flippers of a giant emperor penguin.
Ou seja, esse assassino, todo mundo que ele matava, eles fantasiavam de alguma coisa. De boneco das neves, pinguim e palhaço.
A snowman, a penguin,
por isso
and
que eu
now
falo.
a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death. You speak very good English for a French girl.
Literalmente todo mundo que ele falou até agora, né?
You speak very good English from America.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume
loja.
shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, you might have had a cold.
Cara, a mina que é a jornalista e eu que tenho que investigar os bagulho é foda, né? Por que ela não vai lá, mano?
When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
Ela só escreve a...
Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made.
Tá.
Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent.
Não entendi nada dessa foto que ela me deu, mano. É a foto de um cara usando essa calcinha xadrez com o mesmo tecido.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
Deixa eu falar do nariz do palhaço.
Yes, why don't you pay a visit to the...
I just might do.
Ah, não, esse daqui eu não ligo. Eu vou falar disso daqui só pra ver o que ela vai falar.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
Do gorfo.
Oh, that's disgusting, João.
João Pedro, obrigado pelo sub. Eu sou 6666, obrigado pelo sub.
Like actors use. Or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Oxi.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Ah, vou perguntar mais dela, chat.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed.
Aww.
4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's alright. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Papa. Cheguei agora, estava cagando. Beleza, Danilo.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair.
3 horas cagando, mano. Não, 1h50,
was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have...
That's none of your business.
Pô, perguntei, eu esquipei sem querer. Acho que ele perguntou se ela tinha namorado. Tá, vazei. Vou pra loja de...
Where?
I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Tá, até agora não teve nenhum puzzle, né? Muito. Eu lembro de um puzzle desse jogo. Eu não lembro se é no 1 ou no 2. E eu fiquei preso nele por muito tempo. Mas, como a gente tá em live, eu posso olhar no Google como é que passa, né? O último é o Broken Sword 5 Serpent's Curse, vale bastante a pena. Eu não preciso jogar o 3 e o 4 pra jogar o 5? La Risée du Monde. Tá. Precisa? Não, o deck falou que não precisa. Tá, eu vou ver então, porque os outros 3D eu não... Isso aqui é um cocô?
As my fingers closed on the plastic novelty, I realized my mistake.
Ó o urso. Oxi.
It was a novelty, all right, but it wasn't plastic.
Era um cocôzinho de plástico, que não era de plástico. Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa pra eu ver aqui na loja, né? Não, só falar com o tiozão.
As I was about to touch the dummy, I realized it had the same color eyes as Nico. The strange thing was, I hadn't realized I'd noticed the color of Nico's eyes.
Caralho, já tá... É Nico, é a Nicole?
I gave the dummy Puro a tentative prod, but it didn't move.
O cara já tá olhando os olhos da Nicole.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind. For in these 4 walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible. You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a bracelet.
Calma, quê?
I just need some information.
Of course.
Que história é essa, cara?
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
O cara usa a calcinha da irmã.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then I'd like to check
Pode,
the
eu vou ter que
records.
mostrar.
Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
Impossível!
The clown I'm looking for is a cold-blooded killer. Give me his name, and I'll see he's brought to justice.
I'd help you if I could, but you can't expect me to remember all my customers. You see, the clown costume is our most popular line, monsieur. On average, we hire out more than
30 trajes por
30
semana.
clown suits a week. You'll have to give me more to go by.
Eu tenho a foto, né?
Perhaps?
Eu tenho a foto do cara, deixa eu meter aqui.
Do you recognize this man?
Será que foi ele?
Ah, oui, he was here this morning.
Ué,
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur.
Are you sure this...
Oui, monsieur.
então fala mais dele.
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Cara, não fala mais do
Personally, I
cara.
think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Caralho,
Come
mano.
now. Who doesn't love clowns?
Me, for one.
Ah, deixa eu mostrar o nariz
Do
do
you want this
palhaço.
red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Do you want this red...
Not
Não.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Ih, chat, fiquei preso agora, hein? Ué.
let me smell that.
Ah, não. O cara vai cheirar o catarrinho.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème.
La
of
crème de la
Thespian
crème. Cadê o Cap? Vai
Have
aparecer
you
aí.
sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
O cara meteu la crème de la crème, mano.
About this tissue.
I have already given you my professional opinion.
Vai processar o jogo. Esse jogo é mais velho que o Cap. Não, aí também não, acho que eu...
Are you sure this is the...
Oui, monsieur. He chose 2 costumes.
Oh.
Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Are you sure that...
Cara,
Certainement.
Monsieur Khan. Ah, e aí, o que eu faço?
Are you sure...
Certainement.
Tá, aprendi o nome do cara. O nome do cara é Khan.
Do you want this red...
Not
Tá, já falei com o cara. Agora a
Thanks
gente...
for your help, buddy.
my pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the
Ele vai me dar
hand.
choque, né? Ele vai me dar choque.
Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Ah, ganhou um
Need a
choquinho.
license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Tá! Caralho, mano. O cara foi pegar no tirosbango, deu um choque no tirosbago, mano. Que isso? Ah, e agora? Me perdi. E se eu for lá na polícia? Eu nunca fui. Bater o olho, coisa rápida. Perguntar quem é o Khan. Ah, dá pra usar telefone ali também.
Excuse me?
Ó o Mu.
Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme.
Será que encostou na
That
água?
is how
Nossa,
crime is
Dino.
fought through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure.
Acho. Quem que é esse cara aqui?
Do you know a man named
Ah,
Khan?
o Khan.
He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Tá.
Is Rosso here?
Tá, tá
Yes,
ali.
he is. You wish to speak to him?
Cara, eu quero falar com o Rosso. Eu quero.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Vou perguntar do Khan pra ele, né? Frazão, Brea plus 65, Nandi Carol Brea plus sub, Vitos Brea plus 9, Michael Douglas Brea plus 34. Ixi, nem ligou, hein?
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Ah, não, ligou sim. Calvo aos 26, já pelo pula nuvem, já pelos 43. Tem cupom de desconto, senhor Alan? Eu não tenho, mano. Meu cupom não vai funcionar até acabar Black Friday.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But
Eu
of
acho.
course, Mr. Stobbard, my mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale.
Mas
No
tem Black
tricks,
Friday,
mark
tem
you, monsieur.
o Zap do
Just
Dino também.
exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their
Cara, eu
wits
preciso exercitar
daily.
minha mente.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late.
Como é que eu quero ler o
Investigations
Zap
have
do
been
Dino?
closed.
But
Cara, os caras já
I've been
fecharam.
taken off the case.
Ih,
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
porra, tiraram o cara do caso, mano. 5 agora! Mas agora, pode ser agora? Agora, chat, vai rolar aí no chat agora. Não é o bagulho ainda da 7, tá? A 7 vai ter mais coisa. Um gift card de 50 Rael no Kabum, tá? Exclamação Kabum no chat. A gente vai meter 5 agora e 5 mais tarde. 5 gift card de 50. Tá bom? Lá no Kabum. Ah, um descontinho bom, né? Um gift card de 50. Né? A gente vai meter 5 agora e 5 mais tarde. E daí a 7 tem uma sacanagem aí pra acontecer, tá? Né? A 7. Tá bom? Deixa eu perguntar se
Don't
ele
you want to
conhece
know
o
what I
cara.
found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur,
Boa,
the
boa.
case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
Tá valendo, né, mods? Tá, né?
You must forget the business of the crown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobbard.
Stobbard.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
Fantarda.
I already knew who he was.
Ué, como? Com o poder
I
da
heard
mente?
that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether.
Tinha tradução quando foi lançado esse jogo? Cara, eu acho que teve. Inclusive, talvez seja a que eu tô usando, inclusive.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
Vou falar de novo dos...
You're not gonna try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes
Eu vou
to
tentar dar
mysticism.
choque no polícia. Será que ele vai ficar puto, mano?
I think you would make an interesting subject under
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned.
Ah, foda-se. Eu vou dar
Would
um...
you care to shake my hand, Inspector?
Please don't be offended if I decline your offer, Stobbard. The
Caralho.
palms of my hands are particularly
Bora o quê,
sensitive.
sub? Ah, tá valendo? Calma, vai sair agora? Ah, ganhadores. Ah lá, ó, caralho, já saiu o nome no chat. William 30, Matheus, CSLV, Sedzinho e Kim 28 e Blackout XL. Vocês ganharam um gift card de 50 real no Kabum, hein? Parabéns. Mais tarde tem mais 5, tá? Mais 5...
Do you recognize the man in this
Mais
photograph?
5 gift card, né?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
Marmelada?
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobbard. None of it proves a thing.
Tá, eu não sei o que fazer mais.
Did I show you this?
Oui.
Absolutely. Does this red nose...
I'd imagine it means you're absolute.
Tá, eu vou falar com a Nicole. Se eu ligar pra Nicole, é zoado? Vou ligar pra Nicole. Cupom alanzoka 85% de desconto. Porra, 80. Cara, desenha um palhaço fumando um charuto, mano.
Hello, couleur.
Largo?
It's George. I've been to see the costume seller at the Risée du Monde.
Why don't you come over and tell me about it?
Okay.
Cara, por que eu não te conto pelo telefone? Não é mais fácil? Deixa eu ligar pro cara de novo, pro Todrick, só pra ver se fala alguma coisa.
Hello? Who is this? Mr. Todrick? Oh, it's you again. What now?
Vou perguntar se ele sabe.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan.
Ei, ele sabe, hein?
Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu.
Ubu?
I don't remember the room. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know.
Nice.
Got you, Mr. Clown.
Achamos o local, hein? Tá, eu não vou falar com a Nicole, não. Vou direto pro motel, mano. Gente, meus gatos dormiram, eu nem acredito. E aí, Samuel, obrigado, mano, pelo sub, velho. Eu vou pro Hotel Ubu. É o mesmo? Ah, não, é outro. Eu achei que era o mesmo lugar que a gente tava lá na... Cara, a arte desse jogo é muito bonita, né, mano? Eu acho, pelo menos. Vou falar com o Galaxy aqui.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Perguntar se ele conhece o Plantard.
Have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No. That name means nothing to me.
Perguntar do palhaço.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Uou! Ó as bandeiras aqui fora. As bandeiras são 3D, né? Ó.
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and...
I told you. I don't know.
Esse cara não vai querer apertar minha mão nem fudendo.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
Deixa eu ver se ele
Do you
conhece a foto.
recognize the guy in this photograph?
No, I never saw him.
Nunca o vi mais gordo. Tá, os outros acho que nem vale a pena perguntar. Do nariz, foda-se,
Forget
né?
it.
Então, tanto faz. Deixa eu perguntar pra esse mano aqui se ele conhece.
Excuse me.
Yeah? Você?
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain.
Que isso, cara?
You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's. Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clown, don't you?
Velho.
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
Que
That
isso, cara?
figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the
Pimba.
pants, then smack, a plank in the kisser.
Tá, deixa eu ver, mostrar a
Do you
foto.
recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No, I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
Tá, vou tentar apertar a mão dele.
Shake my hand.
Nah.
Cara,
Oh,
ninguém vai
rats.
apertar a tua mão se o cara chegar e falar, ô, você pode apertar minha mão? Ô, aperta minha mão. Você tem que chegar e já botar a mão, porque daí o cara aperta. Tá ligado? Você não pode, ô, você pode apertar minha mão? Daí o cara já vai ficar meio susto, falar, pô, não, né, mano? Por que eu vou apertar a porra da tua mão? Você já tem que chegar, botar a mão assim, que todo mundo vai apertar. Pô, respeito, né? Não, toma, daí dá o choquinho, né?
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Né? Ah, dá pra gente ir pro beco, qualquer coisa. Ué, não sei ler francês. Tá, vamos... Alguma coisa pra eu ver. Dá pra ir pro beco e dá pra ir pro... Ah, não, o lado é pra ir embora, né? Vamos entrar no hotel primeiro. Vou fazer isso quando te ver. Eu te dou um tapa na cara, mano, pra você ficar esperto. Vou falar com a pianista aqui.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart.
Olha, velha.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted,
Manobrar pelos 100
George.
bits.
Is there any way I can help you?
A véia não vai falar nada, né? Pergunta se ela conhece o Mano Khan.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is dick.
Precisely.
Que? Dick of my tongue?
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organizes fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Então
Does
não é
he have a
esse.
scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Oxi. Quem que é esse cara?
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
O volume no
I know plenty
bolso?
of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them
O
gangsters.
cara ficou vendo o volume no bolso do cara,
Are you
mano.
here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
É o cachorro
I
dela.
didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Ah,
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin.
Coq au vin?
Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of
Cara, essa
cutting
véia
my
fala, hein?
holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Que esse Scooby-Doo? Cara, tem um point and click do Scooby-Doo que eu tô com ele no grau, tá? Mas eu nunca joguei, eu acho.
What happened to you last night?
Não
I was
existe?
stricken, Mr. Sturbart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
Do Master? Não
It
sei
was
se é do
just
Master.
as I'd always imagined it should be.
A véia se apaixonou.
The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Oxi, quem que ela tá falando?
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Merlin. Aí essa foto
Do
aqui.
you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God!
É o Merlin!
That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Tá, deixa eu perguntar dele.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him
Eu acho que não vai dar pra eu entrar no quarto dele, né? Eu vou ter que entrar pelo beco.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Tem que roubar o cofre do
Yes,
hotel?
darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on
Véia
whatever it is.
fofoqueira do caralho.
I'll
Mano, a
bet
véia
they had
explanou
something to do
tudo.
with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Tá, bom. Será que... Mano, ela vai apertar minha mão pra caralho.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Caralho!
I have to go, ma'am.
Caralho, diferença enorme diferença social entre... Fala com o Galagol 2 aqui.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news?
Ih? Quem que é esse cara?
You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tá, deixa eu ver se ele conhece o
Do you know
Plantard.
a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I
Ô tia,
have
pode
seen
parar de
enough
tocar
of
um
dead
pouco?
to
Tô
last
tentando
me a
conversar aqui.
lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in
Né? A VPG Santos vai pelos 37, Batata Albina vai
My
pelo
pants
sub.
are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Mano, deixa eu ver se ele conhece esse mano
Do
aqui.
you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
O pior que a véia toca, tá?
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
Oxi.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Oxe, como é que ele sabe que o cara é um
Would you
assassino?
help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Ah, será que ele aperta minha mão? Vou perguntar de
What
novo
is this
disso.
clown's nose?
In my
I'm glad to hear.
Ah, eu perguntei
they
do
were
nariz.
dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes?
Cara, os
Did
caras
you get
acabaram
them
com os
too?
palhaços.
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven. This is...
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Tá, deixa eu dar um... Será que ele aperta minha mão? Porra nenhuma, duvido.
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
That's a
Uou!
real bad attitude.
Que isso, tio?
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Caralho, mano. Eu não quero ligar pra ninguém, eu quero vir pra cá. Vou falar com o Calanga. Ih, tem uma chave ali, dá pra pegar, hein? Eu vou ter que ligar pro hotel. Nossa, já matei a charada aqui, easy
I
game.
want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Não dá pra apertar a mão já desde o começo? Ah, dá agora, mas...
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather
Ninguém
not,
aceita
monsieur.
acertar minha mão, mano.
I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests.
Ah, ele...
He was secretly concealing an
Ele já
electrical
tomou
device
uma.
in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile.
Quem faz o palhaço plagiasse
Oh, yeah.
rir? Pagliasse.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Pô, vou ficar devendo.
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur.
Cara, e a véia tá torrando no piano, mano. Illuminati quebrar pelos dois. Leão pelado, quebrar pelos 11. Oi, amor. Oi.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification. Rats.
Tá, falhou nosso cofre.
Do you know a man named Plantar?
Non, monsieur.
Ah.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
Será que foi ele que apertou a mão dele?
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur.
Monsieur.
There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Tá, deixa eu ver a foto
Do you
aqui.
recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Tá. Bom, deixa eu ver o do palhaço.
Do you recognize?
Non, monsieur.
Tá, deixa eu ver do... isso daqui.
What do you make?
Do you wish me to...
Hey, no!
Perhaps you would like a little plastic.
Nah, it's fine.
Tá.
Thanks for your help.
Tá, calma. A gente precisa... Deixa eu olhar aqui coisa... Ih, o cara vai ficar...
There was no one registered under the name of
não.
Khan.
Tá, não...
But the name in the book for room 22
Merlin.
was Merlin.
Tá, Merlin existe. Se eu botar pra pegar a chave, provavelmente vai dar merda, né?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, non?
No way.
Tá, se eu botar pra subir, será que dá ruim também? O cara vai falar, você não é hóspede, vaza. Ah, não, tá liberado subir. Tá, ele falou que era no quarto 22, né? Qual que é esse quarto aqui?
The door was locked.
Flagrante? Não, não. Atrás do assassino, cara. Esse é o 22?
The door was locked.
Como é que eu sei qual quarto é o 22, mano?
The door was locked.
Tá, miou o rolê. Tá todos os quartos trancados. Tá, vamos pro beco, porque às vezes no beco a gente consegue alguma... né? Alguma coisa. Tá trancado? Tá trancado. A gente precisa pegar aquela chave, mano. Eu tenho quase certeza que dá pra entrar no beco, mano. Tô enganado? Eita, os caras...
Just a minute, monsieur.
Os caras vão fechar em mim.
What's your problem?
No problem. If you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Oxi.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
Ih, os caras estão atrás do quê?
I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Ih, deixa eu ir no beco. Olha o que tem no beco. Né? Suena, abrir pros 22, mano. Olha o quarto aí. Ó, o beco já tem algo mais interessante. Nem nada. Não, esse beco não é possível que esse beco existe pra nenhum motivo. Ele tem que existir por algum motivo. Será que eu vou cair nele depois sair pela janela? E cair aqui? Chat, o beco não existe. Cego? Não sou! Só dá pra ir embora. Não, não tem o que fazer. Não tem o que fazer. Não. Não, não tem o que fazer. Tá, calma aí então. Eu preciso ligar pra Nicole e falar pra ela ligar pro hotel. A hora que o cara atender o telefone, eu roubo a chave e subo pro quarto do cara. Acabou. Acabou, 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 acabou. Acabou. Easy game, easy game. Aqui, ó. Fácil. Fácil. Cadê?
Bonjour, couleur.
Largo.
Hi, it's George. I have the address of the killer's hotel.
If you're going to pay him a visit, take care. Remember, that guy's a professional.
Thanks. I'll be fine.
Ué. Mas eu já tô no hotel, cara. Não, liga de novo. Fala que precisa de alguém pra ligar pro hotel aqui.
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Ué! Chat, estou preso.
I figured the lady at the keys wouldn't appreciate a duet with a musical illiterate like me.
Temos um problema seríssimo.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room...
What now, Miss...
Ah, dá pra eu falar com ele, calma.
I've just been manhandled by a gorilla.
Yes? I do not see any signs of a gorilla.
No, not a real gorilla. It was a guy who looked like a gorilla. It happened right out front of this building.
Let me get this quite clear. Are you complaining or bragging?
I want to know what you're going to do about it.
Mano, tá muito só essa tocadora.
I suggest you contact the police.
Can't you do anything about them?
What goes on in the streets of Paris is hardly
Eu também não acreditaria nesse loirinho, é cada papinho. Uou!
Aren't you concerned that your guests are being intimidated by gangsters?
No one else has complained, monsieur. Did they steal anything from you?
Well, no. They didn't find what they were looking for.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't think they did either.
Perguntar a
Found
chave.
the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
O quarto
Is that
do
room
lado.
taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Ah.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
Mano, a
It is
véia não
reserved
para!
for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Thanks for your help.
Chat, temos um problema seríssimo. Eu fiquei preso pela primeira vez no jogo.
What now?
Hey, chick.
I have already...
Deixa eu ligar pra Nicole de novo, coisa rápida.
Bonjour.
Hi, it's George. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Ah, e se eu for falar com ela diretamente? Será que os caras vão me entrevistar de novo na saída aqui? Ah, de novo, cara!
Hold it right there. Search me.
Porra, J. Pereira BA plus 3 e o Ana BA plus 14. Um abraço.
Ok.
Ah, dessa vez foi rápido, pelo menos. Aqui vai embora também? Acho que vai, né? Ah, eu vou pra Rua do Jarry. Aí. Vamos lá. Nossa, mas o som desse jogo é alto igual cacete. Pô, deixa eu salvar o jogo, né? Eu esqueci que nessa época não existia Quick Save, né, mano? Esses bagulho Quick Save não.
I found the address of the hotel where Khan the killer stayed.
Crachar o jogo, mano.
Yeah? Is he still there?
If he is, he's changed his name.
Imagina se cai energia, eu nunca mais abro, mano. Tá, deixa eu...
What are you doing to help trace the killer
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
É isso que eu preciso.
Well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Ah.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking? Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it
Será que ela
would
tem
be
uma
nothing,
lista
but both the
telefônica?
clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Tá, ó, eu vou pedir pra usar o telefone dela.
Sure.
Thanks.
Cara, ela não tem uma lista? Ah. Cara, eu precisava do número do... Eu acho que eu tô pensando além do que eu deveria. Acho que não tem nada a ver com o número do hotel, mano.
Do you want this?
No.
Chat, eu me perdi agora, oficial.
See you later.
Where are you going?
I could go back to the Hotel Ubu, I guess. Whatever those two thugs are after must be important.
Viu, ó? Ele falou. Hotel Ubu. É lá que nós tem que estar. Eu preciso dar um jeito de pegar aquela chave, mano. Ai, point and click é foda. Agora é 3 horas pra descobrir como pegar um item que provavelmente vai ser um bagulho tão idiota. Eu vou ficar 5 horas preso por causa disso. Adoro. Deixa eu salvar. Concordo com o cara que disse que o visu desse jogo dá medo. Caralho, cara, vocês estão jogando muito Fortnite, mano. Como que o visual desse jogo dá medo, velho? Fala pra mim. Se eu falar de novo com... Não, com a velha eu não quero, que ela é muito chata. Eu vou falar com esse tiozão aqui.
Hello again.
Não tenho o que falar.
Thanks for your reply.
Vou falar com a velha de novo. Vai que, né?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I...
Ah, dá pra eu perguntar. Tá.
That gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Good heavens.
Vamos ver, né? Lurker. É pelos 18.
Thank you for the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
Quê? Eu guardo na calcinha
Would
também.
you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh no! It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me.
Será que ela vai me ajudar?
Why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse?
Ah, é ela que me ajuda.
I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case. But a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Ah, ela vai me ajudar, tiazinha. Nice, nice. A câmera aqui.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully.
Vai usar
You do
ignorância.
understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Ó, a
Over
bolseta.
to you, my dear.
Caralho. Nice. Pegamos, chat, a chave. Vambora. Não ficamos mais presos.
The door was locked.
Não tem a chave do quarto 21 ou inferno? Ou não é esse o 21?
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Ah, era esse aí. Eita, o quarto 21. Pô, preciso mijar na calcinha, gente. Nossa, tô louco pra dar uma mijada. Vamos ver o que tem no armário.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
É, não fora. Nossa, eu preciso muito mijar. Bebi muita água, mano. A gente vai ter que sair pela janela, né? E entrar no quarto do cara pela janela. Deixa eu ver o que tem
The
aqui.
cabinet was empty, but it smelled of onions.
Cebola.
No kidding, it really did.
Ah, vamos pra janela. Tem mais nada aqui, né? Não. Ah, por isso que existe o beco. Eita! Cinema. porra. Caralho. Pô, esse jogo aqui tá fazendo eu cansar meu braço de tanto apertar os botões de trocar a câmera de lado.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence.
Ó a maleta ali no canto. Já bati o olho e já vi. Aqui, ó. Olha a cama. Poxa, cara.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Ah, deixa eu ver no armário se tem algo. Opa, tem um bagulho, não tem? O que é isso? Ah, uma calça. Dá pra abrir o outro lado? Não. Tá, vamos pegar então a maleta.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd
Attaché?
expected, it was empty.
Tá, então eu olhei tudo e no fim do dia não tinha nada. É isso? Eu fiz todo esse processo criativo.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Eu fiz todo esse processo criativo pra nada. Ele guardou no cofre. Eita! Eu tava no quarto errado.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Vai se esconder no armário. Não, tava no quarto certo, tava no quarto errado não. Ué, ele trocou de calcinha? Tá, peguei 2 itens. O fora é que a hora
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Tá. Ó.
There was nothing else in the
O foda é... Quando eu for embora, será que os mafiosos vão me pegar? Vão pra caralho, né? É, eu vou me jogar. Eles vão pra caralho me pegar, mano.
The door was locked.
Não! Será que dá pra se jogar?
If I wanted my shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobart didn't raise no suicidal fools, though.
É, chat, não dá pra se jogar pelo beco, não. Não dá. Eu vou ter que sair pela frente. Eu vou ter que sair pela frente. Joga as coisas. Cara, vocês são muito inteligentes. Será? Não é possível. Jump over? Não dá pra pular, cara.
I resisted a childish desire to
Ah, ele não quer jogar também. Não, ele não joga. Não é, chat, eu vou sair pela frente, mano. Nesses jogos, não tem como falhar. Não dá game over. Então, o que for pra acontecer, vai acontecer, tá ligado? Não tem como falhar. Cego? Eu não sou cego!